else can NLP help the back office?
The things we talked about are sort of back office. I mean, they're not just back office. In broad generalities, the back office can benefit through like really good data analysis. That's the first thing. So people don't yet think of documents as data. They think of, like the bits and bytes in applications or whatever you generate on like TikTok or Instagram. Those are data, but really like your documents have a wonderful amount of data in them and they have patterns and trends. So you can start to understand those right down to, resumes, invoices, even let's say like loan applications. That's a big one because you have to make a informed decision on whether or not to proceed with a loan, which could be several hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to an individual or a business. So you want to have the ability to not be tired and mess up on something that's that important. And NLP can help basically take the guesswork out of those. It helps in breaking down like really complex problems. So like we talked about the accounting stuff and the way that contracts and invoices can be on-side and off-side. Those are complex problems that accountants get paid very well for, and your systems can help those accountants reduce the time that they're basically reading through rules to understand whether you've met them. One that we touched upon briefly that we didn't mention all that much today because we talk about often is the actual external part of your business. So the customer relations and customer value. You can do very good with NLP and especially with unsupervised conversational AI. So not like a traditional chatbot, but the chatbot that basically gobbles up everything that you want to give it in terms of content. It understands it, and then it understands the user through the conversation, and you don't have to give it very much of any rules or configuration. We also touched briefly on employee productivity. So you can imagine replacing certain tasks that they do, automating them away. And a lot of what NLP really does for employees and just generally is find the needle in the haystack. So, you might be looking for one we've all seen like those legal and law shows like Law and Order or whatever, where interns are doing discovery and it takes like 3 weeks for them to find that one document, that one piece of proof that says like the company, whatever, did something bad. Imagine doing that in like minutes because you have all of that in a version of an NLP AI brain. And you can sort of go, okay, well, where's the document that says that you dumped sludge into our river? And you can find that quickly, right? Mm-hmm. Again, anytime that you're looking at reducing time and reducing people in the loop, you're lowering expenses. So not only just lowering expenses with hard labor, but you're cutting down on mistakes. Generally, if you're in the contract and content world, invoice world, you're finding ways of possibly getting better discounts and not getting penalties. So you're aware of these things coming up. One thing that often gets brushed aside, but is actually quite important, is taking customer insight and converting that into useful information. So to help with your customer conversion, obviously. So many businesses, especially on a large scale, are doing things like surveys, whether it's in person or in focus groups. They're also usually have user-generated content somewhere, whether it's an app or social media or something, where they understand pain points and friction points. So now you can have NLP sort of understand all that, summarize it, and really point out what's being talked about most, because you and I may not say the same friction point the same way. You may talk about it in one way and I'll talk about it another way. But if NLP is not listening, but I guess analyzing what we said, it would come down to a similar topic and would likely be grouped or clustered together, thus giving us, oh, well, there's a lot of talk about sludge in this river, so we should look at that,